Hi everyone, this is Abhinav from Phone Bunch and today we are reviewing the XOLO A510s, currently available in the market for about Rs 7,000. It's powered by the MediaTek MT6572 chipset with Mali 400MP GPU and it comes with 1 GB of RAM, that's actually a bonus. So it's the A510s, as you can see right there, running Android 4.2.2 Jelly Bean. If we look at the hardware, it comes with a 4-inch WVGA display. The box, however, says FWVGA, which is incorrect. Then at the bottom, you have 3 capacitive buttons which do light up. However, they only light up when you press them. So you can see right there, they don't light up when actually the display is on, which is a tad bit confusing and renders them a bit useless as well. On the left of the device, you can see the volume rocker. It's quite sturdy. It doesn't make any clicking sounds, has good travel as well. And you can see the metallic looking trim. It's actually made of plastic, but it looks metallic. It's been painted that way. At the top, you can see the 3.5mm audio jack as well as the micro USB data syncing and charging port. Both are sturdy. On the right, you have the power lock and unlock button, which too doesn't make any clicking sounds. The buttons are especially good on the A510s. You have a space to get the back cover off right there. At the bottom, there's absolutely nothing. Moving to the back, you have the 5 megapixel fixed focus camera with a single LED flash, which is not bright at all. You have the XOLO branding in the middle, and at the bottom, you have the loudspeaker. The loudspeaker is flush with the surface, so when the phone is kept on any hard surface, the sound gets muffled very easily. So let's open the back cover now. We'll have a look inside. The back cover is a tad bit difficult to open. It doesn't attract fingerprints at all. It's a bit flimsy. However, when it's on the phone, it's absolutely solid. So on the inside, there's a little bit of difference there. The primary SIM card or the 3G SIM card of the phone is actually a micro SIM card slot. So you need to use your micro SIMs with that. The second SIM card slot or the secondary one, which uses your GSM SIM card, is a full-size SIM card slot. And then you have the 32 gig micro SD card slot right there. And in the middle, you have the 1400 mAh battery. Everything is laid out quite fine, as you can see inside. You have the loudspeaker at the bottom right there and the camera module up top. Well, that's a look inside. Now let's get the back cover on. It looks a bit like the Galaxy S2 from the back, especially the back cover. It fits in almost exactly same. Inside the side seams. The phone feels really solid in the hand. I must say the construction of this phone is second to none in this segment. So you can see how thin the phone is as well, and it fits quite nicely in your hand. For a 4-inch device, it's a bit long, but it's not that wide. Now coming back to the display, so you have a 4-inch WVGA display that's 800 by 480 pixels. It has excellent viewing angles, as you can see. There is no distortion in colors or brightness when you tilt the display. But the touch response is a bit iffy. It's a bit slow, it misses sometimes, and it's not that accurate. That's the only caveat here. The touch response is just a tad bit sluggish, and which is absolutely noticeable while playing games, but not in general use, at least most of the time. I'll just change some wallpaper so that you can see the color reproduction. The display looks absolutely great. The only comparison to this display would be the Galaxy S2 and the Nokia X. Now coming to network and call quality, this is a default dialer which you can see. You can also make video calls over 3G. We didn't have any major network issues with this phone. Call quality seems alright. The other person on the line was able to hear us clearly. There was no artificial noise introduced by the microphone and there was no echo while talking as well. The speakerphone is loud enough for calls. Now let's come to the camera. So this is the default camera interface you see on all MediaTek based devices. You have a normal mode, HDR mode, panorama shot as well as mild shot. At the top right, you have buttons for enabling, disabling flash or switching to the front camera. I'll just show you the flash. It's actually not bright at all. It's utterly useless in low light conditions. Whether it's on or off, it makes no difference at all. Here are the different settings you have. You have exposure control, color effects, white balance, anti-flicker, and you can set the image properties, that saturation, contrast, brightness, among other things. You have zero shutter delay here, which should not be used. It makes the camera interface laggy. You can see that it's 5 megapixels. That's using the full resolution. Switching to fine mode will let you take 720p videos. There's no electronic image stabilization. So as you can see, the images turn out to be alright. The contrast levels are good. The color saturation levels are good as well, especially when you take shots in bright sunlight or even in good lighting conditions. So you can see that distance shots turn out to be good, which you can see right here. Colors look absolutely good. There is very little noise. Here you can see again, distant shots are really good. However, when you turn to macro shots, you can see that it's a bit fuzzy as there is no autofocus. Now these are the default headsets that you get with the XOLO A510s. In-ear style have a single very clicky button. However, these don't sound good at all. These are alright if you want to talk to someone through these. However, for listening to music, I would advise getting your own pair of headset. There's the default music player that comes. You can also install Play Music. So you can hear that we are at full volume. The speakerphone is actually not that loud. However, it's good in quality. There is a little bit of bass as well there. You can set the current playing track as your ringtone, and there are sound effects. That's your equalizer right there. I'll just change the equalizer to rock. So you can see there is a difference in sound. However, the volume lowered again. So the equalizer does work, and if you have your earphones on, bass boost and 3D effect also works. So I'll just turn that off. Have a listen. The speakerphone is actually quite clear. Now this is the FM radio interface. We have already plugged in the headset. You can see how fast it can find channels. Tuning is very easy. Here is your complete channel list, which appears as soon as you tune it. Then you have option for searching for a particular frequency. You can shift to the speakerphone and you can record FM as well. So there you have it. We have started recording. Once you stop, it will be saved in the default storage, which you have selected through storage settings. The interface is quite good. We didn't have any issues with reception. We are now playing a 1080p video sample, but you can see that it's stuttery. There is definite lag. So we'll play a 720p video sample, which you can see from right here. It plays absolutely smooth. So 1080p videos are not playable. Our 720p videos work perfectly fine. Now we'll play a YouTube video to see how online videos work. So this is streaming at 480p. That's a high quality mode in YouTube. That's the maximum supported due to the WVGA resolution. You can see from right there, it's HQ. I'll just skip a bit. Next up, we have the micro USB data syncing and charging cable. So 480p videos work perfectly fine. 720p videos are also playable. However, 1080p videos cannot be played using the hardware mode. Now let's talk about software. So the phone runs Android 4.2.2. In terms of connectivity, you have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. You also have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth tethering along with USB tethering. You also have VPN if you are an enterprise user. Coming to display, you can change the theme of the phone, which actually changes the colors of some of the UI elements, which you can see from right up top. It changed to blue. Then you have auto brightness available here as well, because the phone has an ambient light sensor. Then Daydream is also available. Getting into storage, you have an option to choose preferred install location, so your apps will be able to install on the SD card. Apps are movable as well as app data. So you have about 1.27 gigabytes as internal storage initially and 1.50 gigabytes as phone storage. USB OTG is not supported. Coming to battery, this phone easily lasts for more than a day if you are an average user. With even heavy usage, this phone would easily last about an entire day's worth of usage. The battery doesn't fall very quickly. Coming to apps, so as I said, apps are movable to the SD card. So you have an option right there, as you can see, move to SD card when you get into the app details. Coming to the running information, it's just loading. So more often than not, you have more than 500 MB of RAM that's free, making the phone work really fast. In terms of security, you have extra options like face unlock and voice unlock. Pattern, PIN and password are also available. Then you can install apps from unknown sources. So in device administrators, you have both the XOLO Secure and Android Device Manager, which let you ring your phone as well as locate it and erase it in case it's lost. Then you have account settings, and that's pretty much a tour of all the settings. So this is the default home screen. You have 5 home screens in total. You can't increase that number. It's a very stock look. You have the app drawer right here, the widget drawer on its side. So everything is very stock. You get the default Google apps that come pre-installed, and then you have XOLO Secure and XOLO Power. These are the only things that come pre-installed. There is no bloatware on this phone. Just the basic apps that you require and Facebook. Now let's have a look at browsing performance. So we have already started loading up phonebunch.com. Our mobile website is opening. Till then, let's have a look at the keyboard. So this is the default keyboard. It's a basic Android keyboard, nothing special here. So our mobile website has now loaded. So you can see that there are no issues with scrolling. However, scrolling through the page is a bit slow. You can see that kinetic scrolling, although not laggy, but it's definitely slow. It seems the scroll length has been reduced. We have seen this before as well. It's not a performance issue. It's actually been fixed that way. So you can see that our website is still loading. And here too again, although not choppy, kinetic scrolling is definitely slow. This can be due to the touch response as well. Pinch to zoom, however, is quite fluid. Text reflows very quickly as well. You can see that right there. And the display is quite sharp. You can see the text yourself. Now let's talk about general performance. So even in day-to-day use, the phone does not lag. You have 1 GB of RAM, out of which most is free, even if you have many apps installed. Gaming performance was a tad bit sluggish. And as you can see, these capacitive buttons at the bottom, they take up a lot of space. So this is the Xperia Even. You can see how small it is in height compared to the A510s. Although, you can also see that it's quite a bit thinner. So quite definitely, some space could have been saved at the bottom where the capacitive buttons lie. And the capacitive buttons for some reason don't light up till you tap on them. The phone has excellent construction. It looks metallic. It gives a very premium look to this phone. The speakerphone could have been a bit louder. The camera is alright. It should have been autofocus. But at present this phone is available for about Rs 7,000. So there are definitely a few compromises. You also get a front-facing camera which is not available on the Even as well as the Nokia X. The XOLO A510s is definitely not a gaming phone. You can see that in our gaming review as well. However, for the general user, this might be one of the better options available in the Rs 7,000 price segment. We'll be back with more. Till then, you can watch its gaming review as well as unboxing from right here, as well as the review of the Xperia Even Dual. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. We'll be back with more. Thanks for watching and have a great day.